I can talk about Suzanne for a very long time. Suzanne is definitely a hero for the Santa Barbara community. Her efforts have touched the lives of hundreds of people who suffer from mental illness, drug addiction, the people who are some of the most vulnerable of our whole community.
Families act, and the ACT part of it stands for advocating for compassionate treatment. We want to stop the revolving door. We want to stop the revolving door of repeated incarcerations, visits to the ER, and periods of homelessness. We want treatment beds, not jail cells.
My feelings for Suzanne are so deep, and with the gratitude that I have towards her because of all these things that she's done for me personally and for those other families who have problems like mine, and also for the greater community. It's amazing the things that she has done for us.
Well, this all started for me when my son Ian died. And he struggled for 9 years before he died with mood disorders, a lot of depression, anxiety. He started cutting himself, and he wrote in his journal for hours and days at a time, you know, should I live or should I die, kind of thing. And he had a test at the probation department, and then it came out clean, you know, a drug test came out clean. And then a few hours later, he had to go to this drug counseling center. It wasn't very good, but a place that the judge, you know, had required him to go. And he got tested again, and this time it showed that he's used some cocaine. And Ian's world just fell apart. I mean, he was working full-time for the Carpenters Union. He was so proud of himself, but he thought that he was going to go to prison. He thought he was going to lose his job. He thought he was going to lose his girlfriend. He thought he was going to lose, you know, everything that he had going in his life. He was just terrified that his life was going to come to an end, and he did die that night. He actually died of an overdose. At one of the gatherings that was like a memorial service for my son, there were several people already. Several of us had lost our kids in the last few weeks and months. And they all had spent a fair amount of time in jail and been terrified by probation, terrified by the district attorney and the judge. And that's the piece that we all agreed on needed to change. In a strange kind of a way, it was actually guided my life, because instead of just spiraling down into despair, I suddenly had a mission. It's important to have a balance in your life between service to self and service to others, but service to others has always been right on the top for me. And something that I've learned about myself through the work that I've been doing since my son died, and even before he died, was that I am very persistent. I mean, to a fault almost. But it does pay off. It pays off in the long run if you just keep at it and you don't give up.
Do some of the advocates or the people you work with, or even out in the community, do they have a name for you? I mean, I'd call you Mighty Mouse. But, do they have a name for you?
Pushy midget, probably. The pushy midget.